Alright, so I'm going to evaluate the players involved in the recent Anunoby trade. Knicks receive OG Anunoby, Precious Achua, and Malachi Flynn in exchange for RJ Barrett, Emmanuel Quickly, and a 2024 second round pick. I think this is in the wake of OG Anunoby having an expiring contract. Or not. No. He's contracted into next year, assuming the Knicks pick up the player option, which I'm sure they will. They might send him a big ass extension as well. Was RJ Barrett? What sort of contract is he on? He's contracted well into the future for a pretty big cap hit. Who else is involved? Achua. What's his contract looking like? Right. So he will be a restricted free agent if he gets given the $6 million player qualifying offer. And who cares about Malachi Flynn? Emmanuel Quickly, yeah. Now, I last evaluated these guys at least 2 years ago, so I'm just interested to see what their value is more recently. So, conveniently, we've got Knicks versus Raptors, and we'll see. So, we'll focus in on Anunoby first, assuming he's playing in this game. Sorry for the shitty resolution, but that's what you get with NBA quality control these days. It's horrendous. So standing in the corner ready for a shot, got his hands up on the wing here. Pretty weak attempt at an offensive rebound. Bro, this is barely watchable with this resolution. Well, we just got to do what we can, right? So he's really got pretty low usage by the look of it, Anunoby. And low usage tends to mean not all that many stats. Doesn't mean he's not a really impactful player, but he doesn't seem to have the ball in his hands thus far all that much. Here he is. Pretty active defensively, boxing out here. Could be a bit more forceful in his box outs. That's a brilliant pass. That was him, wasn't it? Yeah. Beautiful pass. It's on the wing here. On the wing again. I'd probably be more aggressive in getting up to the top of the key as a threat to do something off the bounce. Here's Achua going to work. We'll evaluate him soon. There's a possibility that people are underrating Achua. Alright, I don't think Anunoby's on the floor. That's Malachi Flynn, isn't it? Look at Achua here. Could have been more active with his hands up there. He's got good handles for a big guy. That was great defense, bodying the defender. He's got an understanding of spacing, making sure he clears things out. Here's Anunoby again. Even though here the assignment sort of shifted to this player, Poeltl, I think, Anunoby still is active on the defense, which is what you want to see. He's got to sag. He's got to sag down with the roller there. He's got to take... Because Poeltl's doing such a crap job of defending this pick and rolls, Anunoby's got to take on that roll man. We'll do a couple more players on Anunoby and move on. I like how he's quite active with his movement offensively, but he's just barely got the ball. So, interesting that the Knicks... The Knicks are giving up on their former 3rd overall pick in favour of Anunoby, essentially. So can Anunoby knock down shots? I mean, that form looked pretty good. Rimmed out. That happens. Really good help defense there. Could have been a bit more active. Oh, that's horrible defense. Knock it down. Yeah, he's got good form, but that was... Yeah, and he can dunk the ball. So what happened with that shot? He should have made that shot, really. Open 3. And look, Jericho Sims is charging at him. If it was me, I'd shoot the ball, kick my right leg out. Jericho Sims is guaranteed to run into me, and that's a potential and one. I think Anunoby was a bit disturbed by the aggressive closeout, but follows it up well. He's got some bounce. Made that dunk look easy. Here's another corner 3 opportunity. Alright, so Anunoby probably worth about 120 mil a year. So the Knicks have got some good value. I'll just remove this while I open up sticky notes. Okay, Anunoby's worth 120 mil a year, meaning that the contract that he's on is well worth it. All right, let's start again, and let's look at RJ Barrett. Well, at least he's keen to keep on his man, at least. Pretty good possession. I like that. Probably could have been under the rim a bit more to protect against this dunk, but he's aware that there's a concept called team defense. Like, a lot of NBA players might be deemed good defenders because they shut down their man, but it's not just about shutting down your man, it's about shutting down the entire offense. And Barrett's sinking low enough, even though his man's out here, so that he can defend around here. He just doesn't do it as strongly as you would like. He's got a box out here. Potential rebound given up. And he's running hard. So at least he does play hard, RJ Barrett, I think. You can't deny him that. It's just a question of, does he know what he's doing? Attacks. Very strong in his left. And he seems to want to get to his left, understandably. But look, he's confident enough in his right-hand dribble to at least attack baseline here. Comes inside. Very strong move. Has he been subbed off? I think he has. look at some Malachi Flynn while he's off. That was probably an and one, so I don't know what Flynn's doing there. Lazy pass could have been batted away. Lazy screen. He's pretty agile defensively. He's just a foul threat though. Like you don't. Why leave your feet? All it takes is a competent player to just pump fake and then go straight past him. But he's leaving his feet and potentially giving away a 3-point foul, which is just an awful way to give away points. That was just really good offense. I love me some Quentin Grimes. Yeah, dude, I think if I was the offensive player, I'd be drawing fouls on Flynn a lot, I think, just because he's a bit too aggressive with his defense. Oh, that was a nice move. Good work, Scotty. Okay, RJ's back on, so we'll focus on him again. See what I mean? He plays hard, running those lanes. Is he off again? He is. What's going on there? Alright, who else is part of this trade? I don't think anyone's on the court. Oh, it's quickly. Here's RJ again. A couple more plays. We'll move on from him. See, that's why you just can't attack you can't close out too aggressively or a guy will get past you. I'd like him to be more active on the box out because he could have gotten that board if he was a bit more aggressive with the box out. So he's got a pretty good right-handed dribble, actually. I mean, that didn't really work out well, but he's at least confident in using it. Does he try to get back to his left there with the behind the back? I think he does. Loses it. No, you got to get out to that. All right. So I think Barrett's pretty strong defensively. Looks active, pretty quick. Got some size to him, so he can guard some shots a bit easier. He can attack closeouts with either hand, and he can finish at the rim very well with his left hand. Didn't see anything from his right hand there, but seems like he definitely favors the left. So I'd pay RJ Barrett $15 million a year. Considering that he's on much more than that, that's not great value. He's on much more than that. So I think the Raptors have made a bit of a mistake there. Would have kept with Anunoby. But Barrett's younger. Maybe they're banking on him improving. But RJ's got a long way to go to get to Anunoby's level. And Anunoby's only 26, so he's still young too. So that's a lopsided trade there. The Knicks absolutely win the trade based on those two players there, in my opinion. So we've got plenty of tape to look at here. So who's left? We got to get a grade on Quickly, Achua, and Flynn. So we'll just start at the right here. I think the remaining guys have come off the bench. Okay, this is Achua finishing at the rack. That's great balance and hang time. Running the floor well. Down low here. Doesn't even bother trying to get the offensive rebound. Showing some handles, attacking the rim. Strong finish. Good, strong left-handed pass. I'm liking this player, dude. Really good. He might be considered just a throw-in in the trade as far as headlines are concerned, but he's actually a really big impact player as far as I'm concerned. Turning his head to what's going on, so he could have guarded that three-pointer if Hartenstein was willing to take it. Pretty lazy in trying to swat away that pass. And the team obviously trusts him enough to actually inbound the ball to him. Oftentimes with a big, like the inbounder will just be like, oh nah, you're a big man, I don't trust you with the inbound. But they trust Achua and just simple go-ahead throw-ahead pass there. As I mentioned before, that was strong defense. Boxing out. Where's Achua at? Did you get any more playing time? Is there anyone else we can look at? There's Barrett running the floor well. Might have been a travel. Finished with his right hand, so he can do it. See, there's that Jericho Sims. Is that what I called him earlier? This is where his aggressive closeout kills him, right? And Anunoby's a smart player, goes right past him. Easy money. Alright, Chua's back on. A couple more reps from him. We'll have a look at. Alright. Oh, I've got to be a man of my word. Look at one more. Keeping his hands out wide like that decreases the amount of space the offense thinks that they can work with, I really like that. Shows good activity. Cutting off that cut and boxing out. He's just a really fundamentally sound player. I'd pay Achua $30 million a year. Alright. Now all we've got is Emmanuel Quickly and Malachi Flynn to evaluate. So did he even play? Did he play in this game? we'll see if those guys play in this game. 2024. So we're looking for Flynn and Quickly. Is that it? Flynn and Quickly. All right, Flynn's out here. He's very agile. You've got to give him that. Got a left-hand dribble. Look, at the end of the day, he's got to have the confidence to just drive past this guy, because that's a lane right there. And if Randall sags in on the drive, simple pass out, open three. But instead, Flynn's just not confident with his left, pump fakes, and just throws to... I mean, the Knicks defense was crap enough where it still worked out. But as soon as you pick up your dribble, your options start getting limited. Alright, this is really nitpicking, but it's clear that he's a guy that is defensively is more focused on guarding his man rather than team defense. Hart is clearly got a pretty open running lane here, and Flynn should see that and be like, okay, this guy could get a bucket here, and stay with him. And then, you know, his teammates can pick up the slack of picking up his guy. But instead, Flynn just turns his head to his own man, and Hart, if he was savvy, would cut right through here, drawing this defender out, and then Randall's got an open lane to the basket. And then if this guy comes in and defends, kick out for a three. All right? This is chess, not checkers. But instead, Hart just stops because he's a 3-and-D guy, right? Flynn doesn't help on Randall here. So Flynn's worth... about $5 million a year. Is Emmanuel Quickly playing? He's the last guy we've got to look at. Okay, so we missed that game. But he did play in this game. No, he is in this. December 1. New York versus Toronto. He gets 20 minutes, so he should be on here. That Quickly with the headband. He's a very lazy defender, stand and watcher. Oh, he sucks, dude. Holy crap, he's lazy. Get around here! Move to your spot. You're clogging up space here. Your defender can help too easy. If you come around this way, then Hart can come around this way, and DiVincenzo can come around this way, and then that just creates better spacing. But he just stands at the top, and so Randall's just isolated, and it works out. But he doesn't have an understanding of floors, like positioning. He did well to get out there. All right. He can finish and dribble in traffic a bit with his right hand. Dude, I'm pretty sick. Am I watching the Pacers here or the Raptors? I'm pretty sick of the NBA effing around with their color schemes on their jerseys. Like, call me a traditionalist. Quickly's here. Just lazy, just blah, 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 whatever. Top of the key here. He's about to give up a fast break bucket. He sucks, dude. Holy crap. Defensive liability. I don't care how good you are with the ball in your hands. You just can't be letting the team down like that with your apathetic performance and the lack of understanding of where you're supposed to be when you don't have the ball. So, like, I'm pretty sure he can put up some points, but look, 4 of 10, 3 of 8, 3 of 8. Look, he can make buckets. What are his averages this year? 15 points a game sounds pretty good. But, gosh dang, doesn't help his team out in other facets. So, to conclude, can y'all see that? Okay, so... Knicks get Anunoby, Achua, and Flynn. And Raptors get RJ Barrett, Emmanuel Quickly. Unless the Raptors can turn this second round pick into something decent, the Knicks absolutely fleeced them. Because not only did they receive much better players, but on cheaper contracts too. So, yeah. Unfortunately, the Raptors have been pretty bad for a few years now. So 12 and 19, and they've just traded probably their best player in Anunoby, so it looks like they're tanking. 9th last year, 3 games out of the playoffs. All right, they had a pretty strong season there. 12th. Is that their championship year? I forget. So they've been a bit hit and miss of late. Are they going to look for a regime change? It seems like what's their roster? Raptors contracts. Why? Poeltl's a 7-footer, and the best thing he's got going for him is the fact that he's 7 feet. Because maybe I should reevaluate him to get a firm understanding of how good he is. But holy crap, 19 mil a year, no thanks. So Anunoby's gone. Schroeder's pretty good. Boucher's solid. But they've basically got fair amount of cap space into next season. This hasn't been updated after the trade. I wonder if another site's more on top of things. Nah. So it seems like they're just going to go for a rebuild. What kind of assets do they have? Where are they? So do they have any picks? First round pick to San Antonio. Protected for selections 1 to 6. So I'd imagine the Raptors are going to try to finish in the bottom. They're going to try and finish in the bottom 6 so that they keep their pick. Otherwise, they're giving it to San Antonio, which would be a disaster. Because if you're a rebuilding team, you need your picks. I mean, I could pick up players off the street and turn you into championship teams. But not everyone's as good at player evaluation as me. Holy crap. Is that correct? No, I don't want the history. Is Grady Dick any good? Anyway, this video has been going a while. Do I have time to evaluate Poeltl and Grady Dick? I don't think I can be bothered. That's horrendous. They have 0 picks. No wonder they were desperate to get at least a pick back in that trade, because the Raptors did get a second round pick in 2024. What? How did they lose that trade? No. They saw so much in Poeltl that they traded a first round pick for him and then gave him $20 million a year. From memory, where did he got drafted by the Raptors. So, and then he went to the Spurs, and then they've brought him back. All right, let's have a look. Let's evaluate Poeltl. Let's see if he's worth giving up a first round pick and $20 million a year. Does a good job of rolling there. Finds the open man. Jogs back pretty apathetically. Pretty physical with the box out. Bit of a jogger. Got to collapse in on that before Barrett has space to get through there. Randall, you should know that Randall doesn't really have a right hand, so just get in here and block the space and try and generate a turnover off the double team, but no, just lets Randall get that shot up. Alright, Poeltl's off. Alright, is it... Okay, so Grady Dick is number 1 for the Raptors, so he's this fella. Has he got some game? Here he is, worried about his hair. Guarding his man very tightly to the point where he should have collapsed in on that. Like a broken record. Does a poor job of helping out in the rebound there. He looks clueless. Alright, Poeltl's back on. Pretty good contest there. Uses his wingspan to show that it's not going to be an easy day for the ball carrier there. Pretty poorly managed pick and roll there. Should have sunk down a bit more, but it wasn't so bad. He's got pretty good feet by the look of it. What's that all about? He's on offense. Sealing off for the corner three. Look, the Raptors gave up a first round pick and $20 million a year for Jakob Poeltl, and he's really just like a kind of rim running center. Doesn't really seem to show much offensive ability. Can contest defensively, but definitely not the impact player I think the Raptors were looking for, giving up all that capital for him. And it could lose that regime's job, frankly, because if they better than 6th or worse team in the league, then they don't retain their first round pick, which would be horrendous if they're trying to tank. Like, NBADraft.net was a great site for me growing up. Yeah, so that conveys that's this pick here should be Toronto's. So Toronto should be trying to get to this range here. Otherwise they don't get their pick. Wow. I'll just finish evaluating Grady Dick. Did he get much playing time? 13th overall pick, you'd probably expect him to be putting in at least 15 to 20 minutes a game to get good value out of him. Where's he at? He's not seeing much court time. Sorry if this is causing some people epilepsy skipping so much. Where is he? He's not even on the damn court. Right, this game. Give me a break. Raptors versus Bucks is what I've got to look for. Raptors Bucks. 15th of November. Alright, he's starting. At least he hustles hard a bit to get to the rim for a potential offensive rebound. Allows the inside dribble. Big no-no. What's this guy doing? Who was that? Scotty Barnes. What, do you think you're going to block that from there, you moron? Ridiculous. Way to get yourself out of the play. Ugh. I think Scotty Barnes is all style, no substance from memory, and that's an example. What are you doing? Waiting till Dick's back on. Here he is again. Don't worry about the corner there. Lillard's clearly got a head of steam. Get your body in the way of it. I don't know. I like how much he hustles defensively. Might be worth maybe 8 mil a year, but the Raptors' future isn't looking great, I must say. Anyway, that's my verdict. The Knicks robbed the Raptors, I think, frankly. And, alright, what picks do the Knicks have? They've got their own first. Holy crap, they're loading up on picks as well. Their management's doing great. So how does that look on NBADraft.net? So as the standings currently look, 20th, 21st, 31st, 37th. So they've got some ammo to move up in the draft if they want. And they're currently 7th and 2.5 games above not making the playoffs. So I'm really liking their management. Who's the GM? Scott Perry. Okay. Yeah. Good job, Knicks.